The Vibe Kage coming to you with What If Naruto Had the Secret Uzumaki Seal? This is technically what the last poll was for. When should Naruto go to the ruins of the Whirlpool? Or Whirlpool ruins, whichever one you want to go by. So, a few changes before we have him set off, because since y'all wanted this part of the story where it's before Team 7, which means Academy. However, that means we gotta change some things. Oh, sweet, sweet things. I'll explain the seal. If you recognize the seal to Naruto's left, kudos. The seal of Orichalcos is the name, but a special seal that will be explained later. If you recognize the kanjis, bravo. Now, continuing on. Our first change is this. On the night of the Hyuga clan, when Hinata was going to be kidnapped, the Kumo ninja was stopped by a special ninja. Not a Hyuga. No, no, no. Stopped by another clan. Another special pack, if you will. Oh, yes, the Inozakas actually managed. They smelled something strange. It happened to be Sumi Inozaka, Kiba's mother. Her and her dog, which I forgot to look up the name, so my bad. They both would tackle the Kumonin. He gets captured. The cloud and the leaf, due to the breach of this attempted, the peace treaty. Trying to kidnap the heiress to the Hyuga clan for the Byakugan. Not only did the Kumo had to give up a fuck ton of money, a fuck ton of resources, a fuck ton of land, and have to give up some secret scrolls of jutsus that not of elementals, but their kenjutsu secrets. All to avoid war on their own fault. And the Hyuga, Hayashi, was actually thankful to the. He was about to say bitch, but he composed himself as he said, "Thank you, Sumi Inozaka." As, he would bow. As, she was surprised at how polite he was. She's saying, "No worries. Besides, my son has a crush on your daughter. So, last thing I want to hear him is the last thing I want to hear is him complaining about how much he misses her. Would have been too much." As he raises an eyebrow. "Oh, do go on." As this little incident would cause a in-between village clan marriage. So, it is announced 2 weeks later that the head of the Hyuga clan, the heiress, Hinata Hyuga, is to wed the heir to the Inozaka clan, Kiba Inozaka. Which, of course, this traumatizes Hinata because she loves Naruto, but she is threatened with the birdcage seal, so she has to, quote-unquote, fall in love with Kiba. Which actually will happen a lot easier than you guys think. You see, due to this change, I don't know, we can subtract Hinata from Naruto's love life. And Naruto didn't really care or notice. He's just like, "Good for you!" So, Hinata's just like, "Naruto gave me his blessing, so I guess." She was just, "If I must." Even the guy I liked told me, "Good job." Oh. She was just like, fake smile, but hey, Kiba was just too happy to notice. Continuing on. After the second time that Naruto failed the graduation, so it would be before just before they would enter, before it would be Kiba, the air class, because it would have been the year of 1010 Neji Lee that he failed again, and then next year he attempted, and it would have been them. Yeah. So, during that time, that brief interval, Naruto, who was training off in the distance, he was all pouty and shit. When an Onbu, who landed next to him, a good friend of his, he removed his mask to reveal his onyx eyes. These weird little dash lines across his face. And Naruto thought it was cool because, in a sense, because Naruto has his whisker marks, and this man has these dash marks. They are face friends. Which made the Uchiha prodigy look at Naruto very inquisitively and told him never to call him that in public or in general that just Itachi is fine. Which Naruto was kind of sad about, but he understood. As, Itachi, he was sad when he heard Naruto failed again. He tried to make it up to him. Naruto explains that it's not fair that he has to start with these dumb, weak jutsus. He wants to be a badass, kick-ass ninja. Why learn these pitiful things? He wants to make clones of earth, fire, water, wind, lightning. He's just listing off all these things, and Itachi's just like, Naruto, I'm glad that you have an interest in the advanced jutsus like that, but what's the point of doing those if you don't have the basics down? Naruto, think of it like this. The amount of chakra you're putting in for one genjutsu clone... I hate to say it, but my brother Sasuke could make 10. What? Yep, your chakra control is so... pitiful. Naruto, It's like you're trying to drink a lake with your hands. It's not practical. Naruto's just like, oh, that's not fair. As, he throws a little cough. Cough, cough. I am back. Anyway, he throws a little temper tantrum to Itachi, and Itachi just chuckles as, he tells Naruto to calm down, calm down. He tells Naruto if he learns the basics of this jutsu, then he can show him, the next step, which is an A-rank jutsu. That's normally, forbidden, so it would be a secret for Naruto to keep. So, hush, hush. Which Naruto's just like, oh, you really, Itachi-san? As, Itachi just chuckles. He pats Naruto on the head as he's saying, yes, it's called the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, the shadow clone. Rather than just a image copy, it's an actual physical copy. He explains to Naruto that he would have kunais and doing all that stuff. Now, this is the one mishap that Itachi didn't realize, since, cross hand sign, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. The clone appears. Naruto was amazed as, he poked he poked the clone Itachi. Clone Itachi got kind of ticked off as he does the same thing that he does to Sasuke and flicked Naruto in the forehead. As Naruto saying, hey, that hurt. As, both Itachi saying, that's what Sasuke says. As, Naruto then thinks, oh. As, Naruto asks, does that mean we're like brothers then? As, Itachi sees no harm in saying, yeah, pretty much. You kind of are like an energetic little brother. The yin to the yang of Sasuke's yin, if you will. I think I said, no, I butchered that. You're the yang to Sasuke's yin. A nice balance in between, honestly. As Naruto is just like, yay, Itachi-ni-san. As Itachi's just like, oh god, what have I done? As Naruto saying, watch. As he shows Naruto something else. The importance of chakra control, because the real Itachi, he goes to walk on a tree walking. Naruto's amazed. The clone Itachi then takes Naruto aside into an open field for him to try the clone jutsu again. And then when Naruto asks why, he's saying simple. Not only did Itachi make me to take you to do this and watch your training, but Itachi has a meeting with a, he blushes a little bit as, Naruto's just like, did you do it, Itachi? Did you ask Ayabe Nichan? Would it be ni? Ne? See, that was always tricky, because I know they're different. Anyway, so, in this timeline, Itachi asks Ramen daughter, the ramen guy's daughter, Ayame. Just because, why not? Itachi's just like, maybe. Is, Naruto's just like, alright! Fist bump. Clone Itachi's just like, okay. They fist bump. So, Naruto asks the clone something about what the other Itachi said earlier. That the amount of chakra Naruto is using to make one clone, Sasuke makes 10. Itachi nods, saying because, well, Sasuke doesn't have as much chakra as you, his control over it is a lot better. Naruto's just like, so, it's like, his is a lake, right? Yes. And because he has better control, he can grab more in his hands? I would say it's more or less that he has something better to grab it with, since it's easier. Rather than just bringing your hands and grabbing water, you could say Sasuke had a cup, since he has better control. But how did the cup manifest? Naruto, this is hypothetical. What does that word mean? Itachi facepalms, says he's just like, God damn it. There's a reason why he's the dead last. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. As Itachi chuckles, he tells Naruto something interesting. As he tells him, oh, look, in a sense, yes. His control gives him better access, being able to actually shape and mold the clone. You put too much into it, and it just is unstable. That's why it can't manifest itself properly. Okay. Naruto's just like, I guess I'll try it again. Hopefully it works when I do it like this, though. Huh? As Naruto saying, Kage Jutsu! No, not Kage. No, it'd be Bunshin. Bunshin Jutsu! The clone jutsu, and this time, rather than one Naruto, 10 of them show up. And they look decent. Kind of rough, but a huge improvement. That Itachi's just like, wait, what? Naruto's just like, whoa! That was easier than I thought. As, they dispel. As, Naruto's just like, okay. One more time. As, he's just like, Funshin Ninjutsu! And this time, there are 20. 20 exact looking clones. All of Naruto. As he's looking around, all the clones are just like, yeah! All cheering, woohooing, as they turn into smoke. As Itachi's just like, wait, hold up. Naruto? Care to explain? Naruto's just like, well, if it's how you say, like, if one of my clones is 10 of Sasuke's clones, then wouldn't it make sense if I just make 10 of my clones? Because then it's more spread out. Hold up. Yeah, you onto something there. And then he's just like, but they still looked kind of rough, though. Yeah, because there was still probably too much chakra, so I thinned it out even more, and it worked. God damn it. Oh my Kami. Huh? What is it? You must have an insane amount of chakra.
Thanks.
Okay. Damn it. Okay, Naruto. How tired are you right now?
Not really. We still did once our warm-up was finished, I'm still pretty good. You know, it's strange. Since I spread out the chakra easier, I'm not as tired.
It's probably because you're not wasting as much now. That actually makes more sense, too. Huh. Okay. Now, before you do the jutsu that I told you about,
Right, the shadow clone!
as Naruto had already made the hand signs that he saw from Itachi, Itachi was just about to explain the jutsu before, he hears Kagebuchi no Jutsu. He opens his eyes and he's just like, damn it, Naruto, what are you? As he sees 10 clones of Naruto. As they all poke themselves. They're like, all right! They jump and they cheer. Itachi's just like, hold up. Naruto, don't move. Be careful. You might... What's wrong, Itachi? As, Itachi activates his Sharingan, and then he sees something weird. The chakra coils are stable. The clones won't dispel. In fact, something really strange that kind of surprised him. Them clones have enough chakra to stay up for a minute. And I don't mean like actual 60 seconds. I mean like a good amount of time. Maybe, hypothetically, 2 to 3 hours. But Naruto just doesn't look exhausted at all. Itachi's just like, no, 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 no. As he's just like, dear God. Okay, his chakra is a lot stronger. And I have to watch that later. Anyway, this is where one change happens. When Itachi sees this massive development in Naruto's growth, especially because not only did he go from failing the Bunshin Jutsu into actually being able to use it more efficiently than probably any other genin around, considering the amounts he can make without being exhausted. But now he also has a step over them, and some tunings. All he needs is just to polish up his other skills now, especially since the Shadow Clone Jutsu can relay message. Wait, I'm a clone. I'm a Shadow Clone. If I dispel, I can tell Itachi. Then Itachi can tell Kage. And now Naruto knows the clones. Which means, oh, Naruto! Wait. Before you dispel them.
Yeah?
They all turn around. I want them all to go do something. Each of you come here and I will tell you an individual task. You go do it, and when that is done, dispel. Understood? When you dispel, you would do this round seal. Okay? They all nod. As one by one the clones each come to Itachi. He whispers some instructions. They go off their all separate ways. Now, while Naruto and Itachi are there, Itachi grabs a leaf from a tree. He tells Naruto to put this leaf in between his forehead and make it stick there with chakra. He needs to apply it just the right amount to stick. Naruto saying, I thought you said my chakra control was trash. It is. It's garbage. So, we're trying like this. We're helping you stick to substances. Remember when you saw the real clone, not the real clone, when you saw the real Itachi do tree walking, right?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well, that being said, this is the basics. At least try and get it to stick on your forehead once. After that, we'll go on to something else. Wait, why only once? Because you have a fuck ton of chakra to control, and we just need to make sure you're getting the small glimpses of it to see where I need to actually start you off with. What do you mean? Because of your large amounts of chakra, I can technically move you up further. But first, I want to breathe through the basics of it.
so you can understand why it's important. Understood?
Yeah, okay.
So, after Naruto attempts it, and it sticks onto his forehead for about 10 seconds, which Naruto was surprised at after it fell down, but he said it's not because the chakra was too much, it's just rather he kept on thinking really, really hard, and then, you know, he couldn't maintain it after a while because it fried his brain, saying he doesn't think like that hard often. As, that's what Itachi's saying. You have shitty chakra control. It didn't stick. Okay. Naruto kicks some rocks. His small cloud with rain drops on his head. As Itachi chuckles. As Naruto looks at Itachi saying, "What's so funny?" "Well, Naruto, it's time we move on to another step." He pulls out a piece of paper from his pocket, and it's not the elemental nature one. No, not yet. As he tells Naruto, "Now have this stick to your palm, and have your palm facing out, and try and shake it off. Not shake it off, but try and keep it on while waving your hand around. Just keeping it attached with pure chakra while moving your hand. Flailing, if you will." Naruto does so for about, yet again, 10 seconds before it falls off. Naruto, yet again, more discouraged. Itachi's just like, no. We're doing good. Baby steps. Really, really small baby steps. More like baby crawl, but alright then. As Naruto's just like, now he's hugging his knees, just like, "I wish I never was born." As Itachi tells him, now, Naruto, soon you'll understand a lot of new things." "What do you mean?" As Itachi's thinking, right about now. As, sure enough, each one of these clones that Itachi had sent out actually had the exact same mission. Step 1: run as far as you can from, this place. Once you're out of breath, look for the closest animal and then go towards it. And then try and fight it. That was it. Now, each one of them had fought different animals, but ultimately, when they each got one hit landed on them, poof, they all dispelled, and then Naruto got 10 different flashes of fights before his eyes. And then he just grabs his head real quick and he's saying, that hurt. Grabbing, gasping, and exaggerating different words. Itachi saying, "And that is the Shadow Clone's withdrawal. Its drawback." Naruto looks at him saying, "What?" "The importance of the Shadow Clone and its one of its key flaws." Itachi explains to Naruto, "While the use of a Shadow Clone is useful, because, 1, it can actually physically do shit, but 2, once it dispels any information it had gained, and slight experience is transferred over to the main body. Now, when one abuses this, the drawbacks of different things, of different fights, different outcomes, it all comes crashing into his head. He would have to now assort the memories and have them properly induce, opposed to if the clones were dispelled one by one, he could naturally process them, understanding what had happened." Naruto nods, as this is a way for Itachi to explain, just because you have a large chakra amount, I don't want you to abuse this jutsu. This, very dangerous. No good if you abuse. Itachi gets Naruto to nod. As Naruto sighs, he smiles at Itachi. As, he says something that made Itachi feel really, really guilty. Now, I'm about to explain why. As Naruto looked at Itachi as he's saying, "Thanks, Itachi. I wonder if this is what it would have been like if I had parents to train me." Naruto looks down as he says, "I remember that the Uzumaki village was its own nation, and somehow it was destroyed in the third great ninja world. It was wiped out by the cloud, the stone, and wave. I didn't stand a chance. I wasn't born during that time, but my mom was. That means she was born in a horrible time. I wonder what she would have done in this situation. I wonder if she could have trained me. I wonder if she had to go back and fight a war. That's why she couldn't raise me. No, we weren't fighting during that time, though. Were we?" As he looks at Itachi, and he asks Itachi a very important question. "Itachi, did you know my mom?" Itachi's just like, "I'm sorry, Naruto, but I didn't." As Itachi in his mind is just like, "Forgive me, for this is the Hokage's law." As Naruto is just like, "Oh, okay. Um, thanks for training. You can go and dispel now. You and Ayame probably have that nice date to catch up, and I I don't want to, give him too much of a information headache when you dispel, so yeah, it's okay." As Itachi's just like, shit. Fuck. Interesting idea. As he looks at Naruto, he asks Naruto a simple question. "Naruto, I know I technically can't take you out there as a ninja, but there is a special way that we can work around this." "What do you mean?" "If you were to pay for a slight escort mission." "Huh?" "Understand? Hold up." As Itachi saying, if you personally ask for a escort mission from the Hokage, for me to escort you to the Whirlpool, ruins, we can go there. We could probably make it as you wanting to see any ancient jutsus that might be hidden, since, Uzumakis are masters of seals. And some seals require Uzumaki blood and chakra. So while you might not know how to do it yourself, if a ninja accompanies you there, hey, catch my drift?" As Naruto's eyes widen as he hugs the clone Itachi. Clone Itachi hugs Naruto back. They have this nice little moment. As he thanks him, he wipes his tears that were starting to form. As clone Itachi nods as he's saying, "Well then, you go talk to Hokage while I go give Itachi, the update, okay?" He nods as Naruto dashes off like a mad lad. Clone Itachi's just like, "Sorry, Ayame," as he dispels. Now, this is where, we go to not Naruto, but Itachi and Ayame. They're at Ichiraku Ramen. Not Naruto, fuck. So used to saying Naruto's having a bowl of ramen. Itachi's having a bowl of ramen, talking with Ayame, flirting up a storm. The two are having that nice little chit chat and all this good jazz. Itachi just happens to love Ayame's ramen a bit more than Tayuchi's. He can tell that she uses different seasonings, a different blend. Her recipes are slightly different, which made her blush. She didn't know anyone really could notice such a thing, but Itachi's just like, my eyes can see genjutsu, but, my tongue can differentiate 1,000 different flavors. Some cheesy bullshit like that made Ayame blush, and yeah. So, when the memories of the clone hit Itachi, he's just like, huh.
He dropped his chopsticks. He caught him real quick before they actually fell. As Ayama's just like, "Are you okay, Itachi?" As he looks at him saying, "Yeah." Huh. Well, that's surprising. And damn it. As she's just like, "What? I might be going on a mission soon." Oh, oh, she looks sad. As he then explains, it's for Naruto. Little kid got just what? What is it? As Itachi explains, the clone jutsu, the shadow clone jutsu, and the fact that Naruto can do such things, which when Ayame understands the concepts, she's just like, "Whoa!" But wait, didn't he fail this year's exams? Wouldn't that make she's trying to question all the logic that would come from, like, if he can do this, then how come he fail? Itachi's just like, I don't want to think it, but he might be getting sabotaged. Sabotaged. But why? As Itachi looks down, as Ayami then thinks, oh, right, that. So she tries to lighten the mood, and she's saying, "So what's the mission?" Itachi looks up and saying, "Well, due to some unfortunate word asking on Naruto's part, he asked me if I knew his mother." As, she goes like, "Oh." And Itachi's just like, "Yeah." It's hard to explain to him that his mother is my godmother. Was my godmother. And he is actually my godbrother. Such a shame. Ayame looks at Itachi with sadness, and so she asks, "So, what else?" Well, I had to tell him no, I didn't know his mom. But I knew where the Whirlpool village was, and, well, if we worded it properly, Naruto and I are going to be going there for a little bit. For what? In reality, it's just to see if Naruto can get a layout, a feel for where his home clan used to be. He understands that something is missing from him when we were training, in a sense. What he said is, this is what it would have been like if he still had his family, his clan, to train him. Which, Ayami's just like, the feels. Itachi's just like, yeah. Almost broke my stoic face. And she's just like, damn. As Itachi's just like, I know, that's some sad shit. She's just... So anyway, the two continue on with this talk and discussion. And Ayame, tells Itachi, don't worry, we can continue our little thing later. Besides, it's not like you're leaving right now. As shortly enough, an envoy appears, and it's just like, Itachi-san, Hokage-sama has requested your appearance at the Hokage's office. Itachi's just like, God damn it, Naruto, you hyperactive little monkey. As I was just like, God damn it. As Itachi does something that Ayame was surprised at, as he gives her a kiss on the forehead. As, she turns red. She's just like, Itachi-san. As, he chuckles as he's saying, back to the honor glyphics. I think I said it wrong. Anyway. Continuing on. When Itachi shows up to the Hokage's office, he's just like, yeah, Naruto, I know. As Naruto's, jumping up and down on like a fucking mad lad. The Hokage's chuckling, and he looks at Itachi as he's just saying, the Shadow Clone? And Itachi's just like, I showed him once. Not my fault, it's simple to learn. And not my fault, kid is a chakra junkie. As Naruto's just like, hey, As Itachi looks at him, it's true.
Yeah, you're right.
So, Naruto, you want to go do this. You want to go to the Whirlpool village. Find closure, yes? Very well. I approve of the mission. We'll take it out of your funds.
Okay. Hey, Gramps?
Yes, Naruto?
If there are some weird jutsus there, and I give them to the village, do you think people will like me then?
As silence. The sadness rings. The loneliness echoes in the words of Naruto. Hero Zen would sing, I hope so, Naruto. You truly are an incredible boy. And a splendid... not a splendid. And you will become a splendid ninja. Naruto smiles. Thanks to Hokage. Thanks, Itachi. As we time skip, they go to the Whirlpool. And something unique happens. When Naruto steps foot on the land, Itachi senses something because, Sharingan flaring. And it was right next to him, right out of the corner of his eye, that he saw this green flare right around Naruto. So when he turned to see Naruto, he saw something was weird. Naruto, his chakra network was disturbed. He was under a genjutsu? He scanned the area. He couldn't find anyone. But Naruto looks at Itachi saying, Itachi, what's wrong? Naruto, are you okay? Do you feel fine? Yeah, I feel perfectly fine. You don't see anything strange, do you?
No. Are you okay, Itachi?
Yeah. Let's go. As, he goes, release. As he pats Naruto on the back to, signify continuing on. Naruto didn't see Itachi do the hand signs. So, to Itachi's surprise, when the Genjutsu chakra flow disruption didn't break, it was just like, the fuck? As, he's scanning himself, he's saying, Naruto, I'm gonna make a clone to give us a better bird's eye view, since I have better control over my chakra. Naruto's just like, rump. As Itachi chuckles. So, when Itachi uses his clone, the clone looks at Itachi, sees that there is no chakra disruption, and he's just like, huh. He puts an anti-genjutsu tag on himself to make sure his chakra network does not get disturbed. As the clone would dispel, saying that he saw something over yonder, since it is an old shrine of the Uzumaki. Now, something really weird is that the Whirlpool symbol was there, yes. But what Naruto saw wasn't just a whirlpool. He's just like, whoa. As right then and there, the genjutsu activates. Naruto's eyes turn from a light blue to a glowing green. A flare of chakra envelops around Naruto. Weird kanjis appear, causing a circle. A unique star had formed in between Naruto's legs and expanded into the kanji. A unique seal. And then it started to expand as a green barrier started to form around Naruto as it pushed away Itachi. Itachi was surprised as saying, Naruto, no! As in a green flash, Naruto was gone. Itachi would use his Sharingan to, look around. He then activates, a few explosive tags on the seal, on the monument. It explodes, and it reveals a corridor. He quickly would grab some supplies from his ninja kit, activate a torch, light it with a fireball, and go running off. Him and his clone. As his clone holds the torch, as the real Itachi won't be holding it. He needs his hands free for jutsus. Anyway, with Naruto. Naruto stands in this star, unconscious. as he sees something deep within it. There are 6 people he sees. People who are smiling at him. He doesn't recognize any of them, as they all stick out their hands towards Naruto. Naruto sticks out his hands towards them, and a green light envelops all of them. Naruto would wake up in a daze. He opens his eyes, and what he sees isn't the ruins of the Whirlpool. No, he sees 6 figures standing before him, seated at a table. The same star pattern that he saw on this monument statue is on this table. But what's different now is that there's no kanjis anywhere. Naruto asks what's going on. They look at him and they say, well, young Uzumaki, you came back. You came home. Granted, we didn't recognize you at first, but your chakra and your blood do say that you are an Uzumaki. Just without our patent red hair, as each red-haired individual just looks at Naruto with a smile. Naruto's just like, what's going on? As each one of them introduced themselves as 6 different Uzumakis that their names don't matter, and I don't want to make anyone up. So, that being said, each Uzumaki explains something to Naruto. The star that he sees before him is a unique Uzumaki seal that each one of them had made. These are the 6 elders of the Uzumaki village. Now, each elder had made a deal with, a rare Gekkei Genkai user. Now, this would be if you give us some of your blood and chakra for one of our seals, we give you woman. Yes? Okay, we accept. So, because of that, some shit had happened. So, this is how the Uzumakis were scattered, and that's how, before the 3rd Great Ninja War that wiped out the Uzu village, that's how they were already pre-scattered. So some of them already knew where to go, and they're like, okay, elders who followed this guy, they went because they knew this had there. Go like, hey, we were with that guy who gave you this woman. We are here for peace. They're like, but we just bombed the shit out of you. Yes, but we are here for peace. We work for you. Yes? I don't know. Come on. So, each village has better seals, which results in some unique stuff. So, if you recognize some of these elemental kanjis, you can understand who and what were given. So, you have Scorch, Explosion, Ice, Storm, Crystal, and Wood. Oh, that's right. The first Hokage had agreed to this, and that's how they got me to Uzumaki, who happened to be the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. The fact that Naruto himself is the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki is just gravy on his biscuits. Biscuits and gravy. Oh, yeah. Anyway, continuing on with our what if. Sorry for the joke of food. I'm actually kind of hungry myself. So, as our story continues on, something key about Naruto in this timeline, when he asked, the fuck do they mean about him being the Nine-Tails? He doesn't learn it from anyone in the village. He learned it outside the village by his own people who are dead, who were killed, who in this timeline just each happen to have placed a fragment of their soul in this seal, which caused it to gain 2 more rings because it had to store more souls and it had to be available to be passed over to someone else. Whoever was, an Uzumaki who was able to find it because, they being attacked. So, quickly rushed and like, If they have Uzumaki chakra, they worthy. Fuck it. Fuck moral compass. So, that being said, it could have gone to any Uzumaki, honestly. It just so happens to go to Naruto for the sake of this what if. Anyway, because of this, Naruto has a seed of resentment towards the leaf that grows ever so slightly soon. Now, they explain to Naruto that how, in a sense, each one of them had gained this unique Gekkei Genkai that should not be accessible to other people is through this seal. They sealed that Gekkei Genkai within their own chakra network. Their chakra network feeds the seal that feeds the chakra that's inside the Gekkei Genkai, that fuses the two, that then is then pushed back into the Uzumaki, thus giving them the jutsu. Naruto's just like, what? As they're like, okay, our chakra? Like this type of water. Yes? Okay. Now, each one of these chakras would be like a seed of a fruit. Oh, okay. The seal is the soil, so the more we water it, the more fruit grows. Oh, okay. And then the fruit is jutsu. Yes. Good boy. As Naruto's just like, yeah. Hey. As they chuckle. As Naruto's saying, so wait. Are you saying I'm gonna get new jutsus? Yes, my boy, but relax. This will be very difficult for you. Especially because some of these are fused elementals. What do you mean some? As, one of them sticks out his hand, saying, mine's technically an advanced form of an elemental jutsu. Crystal style. Crystal? Whoa! What does that do? It's an advanced Donton. Advanced Earth style? Yes! As one raises his hand, saying, mine's Storm. Fusion of water and lightning. Another raises her hand, saying, mine's Ice. Fusion of wind and water. Siggly! Another one saying, Explosion, Earth and Lightning. Scorch, Fire and Wind. And then the next one says, Mokiton, Earth and Water. So Naruto's just saying, wait. Earth, Fire, Water, Wind, Lightning, Earth, Fire, Waves. Wait, isn't that all 5? Yes, my boy, clever, you're learning fast. As Naruto's just saying, I feel like I'm starting to get belittled. He does learn really fast. As Naruto's just like, I can see why we were wiped out. You guys are assholes. As they're like, yep, he's an Uzumaki. As they all start laughing. So, they all pretty much explain to Naruto. They are now part of Naruto in a sense, which once Naruto filters enough of his chakra through them, they're pretty much just going to be gone. Their chakra will be permanently fused through Naruto as it was filtered out. And in a sense, yeah, not only that, but because it will become a natural part of Naruto's chakra network and coils, it will be passed on to his kids. So, continuing on with the what if. As Naruto would awaken to Itachi slapping the shit out of him, telling him to wake the fuck up. As Naruto grabs Itachi's hand on the 4th slap, as he's saying, that last one, you didn't need to do. I'm pretty sure your Sharingan saw my eyes open. As Itachi's just like, true, but that's for interrupting my date with Ayame. Only for you to fucking faint on me and disappear and give me a goddamn heart attack. As Naruto chuckles, as he's saying, Itachi, I found a new jutsu. It's really weird. I don't like it. It hurts. But it's fun. As Itachi raises an eyebrow, Naruto saying, it's that weird star one. I can seal jutsu and reflect it back at them. Huh? Naruto stands up. they would get out of said weird tunnel. Naruto would then tell Itachi, shoot a fireball at me. You're insane. I know, just do it. Fireball jutsu. Naruto would raise up his hand, as to Itachi's slight horror and surprise, green kanji form around Naruto's hand that make 2 rings, and then within the rings, that 6-pointed star formed as his fireball jutsu got hit it. The kanji started to spin around it as it was sucked in to the fireball. Naruto saying, right back at ya. And then when it shot out, the fire turned green with a little bit more power behind it. Itachi was just like, substitution. As Naruto smiles and saying, it's a counter. Interesting. Very interesting, Naruto. But it can only counter ninjutsu, I'm guessing. Yeah. But that's the only thing you can counter. As you saw earlier, as Naruto weaves 3 hand signs, he weaves horse, tiger, snake. As then, beneath his feet, the green kanjis formed. As Itachi's just like, Naruto, what are you doing? As then the green kanjis quickly expand and make a quick ring around them. This time it doesn't push Itachi out, but the green star forms around them, and the barrier is set. Naruto saying, and now I have a barrier jutsu. Wait, what? As Naruto saying, the kanjis on it pretty much, spin, turn, change, different jutsu. In a sense, I'm rewriting the jutsu formula. As Itachi's, activated his Sharingan, and he's just like, he sees it, and he knows he can't copy it, and some really weird, funky chakra. And then he looks at Naruto, and he sees that Naruto's chakra has this added green tint to it, just ever so slightly flowing through his chakra coils, giving him a slight boost. If Itachi would have to give it a percentage, 5% boost? Ah, interesting. Say, Naruto, how about a light sparring here? I want to see something. Yep, they spar. And Itachi comments how Naruto's strength in this barrier seems to be increased just ever so slightly. Naruto would be, surprised and cheer for his development of jutsu, as he already knows this. So, time skip. Naruto returns back to the Hokage's office. They explain this weird seals that Naruto can make a barrier and trap people in it. He gets a slight boost of chakra, but there is a toll. Pretty much once the jutsu was done, Naruto damn near passed out, since it seemed to, boost his chakra, depleted his stamina at a much alarming rate. So, while useful for capturing people on one-on-one fights, not good for drawn-out fights, and not good for group fights. Well, you can keep people out. Once that barrier goes down, if Naruto doesn't have enough stamina for another fight, GG's, my guy. So, that being said, Naruto develops some unique counters with it, as what surprises Hiruzen is the fact that Naruto doesn't need to weave a hand sign to use the counter seal jutsu, as that's kind of what they're calling it. And if you get the reference of Doctor Strange with the Time Stone, bravo, I applaud you. You is big brain. Now, back to What If. As sure enough, when the Shinobi Council and the elders hear about Naruto learning some sort of weird funky jutsu by going to the Uzumaki remains, which they're like, and who allowed that? I did. They're like, why? To see if he can gain jutsu, which he did. And jutsu he was supposed to share. If he could. Huh? Read the fine print. Naruto says, any and all jutsu that is shareable he will give. He knows that there are clan secrets and clan jutsus restricted only to Uzumaki seals. Itachi, our prized prodigy Uchiha, even saw that when the kanjis were moving, it was impossible. So they ask, what are these jutsus? Two of them. Okay, what are they? A unique repelling barrier and a counter-jutsu to ninjutsu. It could absorb and then shoot it right back. Which, they're all surprised. They're like, any ninjutsu? Looks like it. As long as he can contain it within his seal. From what Itachi theorizes, if Naruto makes the seal bigger, then it could store more jutsu, or the bigger the jutsu. Or just add more power to reflect at said person. They're like, interesting. Anything else? Yes, actually. And what's that? Itachi tested Naruto's elemental affinity. Yes. Hiruzen's just like, I saw it myself. What? They're like, what do you mean? The boy. His power. It's more than we could have imagined. What do you mean, Hiruzen? He's saying, Hokage-sama to you, all of you. Remember that. As he snapped at them. As, he's nervous at what he's about to reveal because this is a game changer. So, he, tells them, when Itachi tested Naruto 10 times, in fact, and Hiruzen was there for the last 8 of them, each time Naruto would grab the paper, it would be sliced into unique pieces that each turned into something. What do you mean? One burnt away, one dripped with water, one crumbled to dust, and one crinkled up into a single little ball. Wait, but that's all 5. He wasn't saying, I'm not done yet. Wait, what? As he then says, and then the final piece crystallized. Wait. What? What do you mean? And they're like, what do you mean it crystallized? As Naruto's just like, shit, I guess I couldn't hide it. As Naruto just let his chakra flow through it. And since crystal style isn't an, fusion elemental, and just rather, mutation / advanced elemental, I'm just making it where, fuck it, my guy. It's just like, if you test him, it shows up. So he got tested. Giggity. Not that way, though. But yeah. Crystal positive. I hate myself sometimes because it's funny as hell. Anyway. Continuing on. They're like, but that makes 6. There's only 5, though. As he was just rubbing his temples as he's saying, I fucking know. I, the god of the shinobis, know better than anyone of the 5 elemental jutsus. So, as he's still rubbing his temples, he looks at them and he says this. The fact that the boy had developed a mutation, this crystal release, from what I've read, it's not unheard of. There are 3 other people who were said to have had this. 2 of them, whose last names are oddly familiar to this blonde boy. What are you talking about? As he's saying, first, the first known crystal style user, which, for the sake of simplicity, I'ma just say it was Ejiro Kirishima, because, hardening quirk. So, he was the first crystal style user that was known as a shinobi for, really fucking up motherfuckers. They're like, okay. were the next two? Hiruzen's just like, fuck. The next one was a man with red hair, and as strange as it is, he shares that name with the boy. What? From the Uzu village. One of their elders. What? Yes. Now shut up and listen. You're mean. I know, I'm the Hokage. As he explains that there was an Uzumaki there. And his daughter, who is, there. Not daughter, but her, his descendant, his granddaughter, from what they can tell. Gurin Uzumaki, another crystal style user, who happens to work for Orochimaru. Which they're like, fuck. Wait. Uzumakis have crystal style? We don't know. This is he was just like, this is what we found in history. And, he's just like, I don't know. At first we just, they're like slamming their head on the table, just like, I don't know. As, they're like, damn, Hiruzen. As they're like, what's wrong? Naruto is already learning fast. What do you mean? He reveals something that due to Naruto's uncanny knowledge of a jutsu that was passed on to him due to an incident that was, not foreseen, and, the probability of it happening to any other ninja was highly unlikely. As he explains, when Itachi explained to Naruto one of his clones could make 10 regular clones for other ninjas, Naruto decided, instead of make one clone, make more than one clone, and it worked. So, you mean the brat actually can do the clone jutsu now? Yes. They're like, huh. Well, he still failed the exam, so I don't see the issue. No. This is, before the seals, and he got jutsus. What do you mean? Alright then. Itachi had explained to him the basics, and then told him the advance was the shadow clone. And they're like, you don't mean... Yes. Itachi showed him the one hand sign jutsu needed for it, and sure enough, on his first goddamn try, Naruto successfully made 10 clones that could do a task each on their own, and Naruto was good. He was strong. He could use his clones very efficiently. In fact, Itachi theorized that Naruto's clone limit due to his chakra would probably be 500 clones. The whole room just, looks at him like, say you're joking now. Say psych, where's the camera? It's like, you're lying to us. As Hiruzen's just like, I'm not. Unless you doubt the words of our prodigy Uchiha. As they're like, touche. Anyway, Hiruzen's using the love for the Uchiha boy Itachi. So, this is where some things have changed. Hiruzen then explains, Naruto, who just, looked at a few scrolls with hand signs in the public library about elemental jutsus because, he was with Itachi, so they're like, okay, we can't fuck with Itachi. Well, Naruto took advantage of the fact that he had clones. What do you mean? Apparently, Naruto had made 50 clones unbeknownst to Itachi that each ran through countless elemental hand signs. Naruto then started to experiment in the training grounds. What do you mean? He's already learned 42 different jutsus. Different elementals of all 5 natures. They're like, wait, what? Yes! The fucking boy is insane! He has such strong affinity for fire and wind. It's insane. Not to mention how he manipulates Earth so effortlessly, according to Itachi. The wide control, the range of his Earth jutsus is insane. Over 50 meters, and he could just bend that shit like Toph, man. So, they're like, what else? Naruto seemed to figure out something else. And what's that? Saturation of chakra in the air. Huh? According to him and some of his clones who were testing out some jutsus, by launching fire blast and wind blast at each other, causing big boom and causing chakra to be dispersed in the air, the real Naruto, sucked up all that chakra and was able to fire water jutsu because there was already chakra in the air for him to drop on. As they're like, wait a minute, that sounds a lot like I fucking know. He was my goddamn teacher after all. As they're like, okay, touchy subject. Wait, you're not mentioning the lightning or that weird crystal one. Well, Naruto's saying he'll get back to me on that. Popping my knuckles. Anyway, they all look at Hiruzen, and, they could tell the motherfucker's stressed out. And they ask him, Nani? Maybe, soon. Who knows? I don't know what part it would be, too. Anyway, this is where some things change around Naruto. You see, due to this new experience and, influx of power and knowledge, now he is doing what Itachi told him, and that's dispelling a clone one at a time. And that is when the clone had memorized the hand signs for the jutsu. After that, poof. And there was a said rule. Wait 10 seconds after each poof. So, he would get 5 clones' memories at once, which gave him a slight headache, but after a while, didn't really bother him. Naruto, being the mad lad that he is, wanted to, since there was no scrolls on, no real scrolls on how crystal style works here in the Leaf Village, he decided to just test out how the chakra works, since it's strange. He can have like a sixth sense to it. While the previous users couldn't really give him the knowledge that they had, it was just more or less, here's our chakra. Our consciousness is fading. Good luck. So, that All Might, eat this type shit. And then, Godspeed, figure it out yourself. So, that being said, something else happens with Naruto. During this timeline, you could say, in his academy years. Because, now that the ninjas are known that this man is already practicing the highest levels of jutsu, they're like, so do we still want him to go to the ninja academy? And this is where they're like, Hiruzen's just like, this is what the meeting's about. He just failed the last year's class, and there's technically no spots open, so he would have to be in his reserves, which means he would just be here, and, he would just be stockpiling more jutsus, as they're like, Danzo's just like, what if we put him in the no Ambu, he's too young. As they're like, but these, and he's just like, no. They're like, but he's a fucking, if you say weapon, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Alright then, shit, old man. As Naruto looks at, not Naruto, but Hiruzen looks at them, as he's just like, look, this hurts my head a lot. You all know whose son he is. As awkward silence in the air. They know this is the 4th Hokage's brat. And, of course, Kushino Uzumaki's. So, the fact that such two highly skilled Jonings had this ungodly child of talent, they're like, hmm, we treated him like shit for a while too, huh? And now he's getting stronger. As they're like, oh shit. As he was saying, hey, now you fucking get it. As, you know, it's just like, at the moment, according to Itachi, we're good with Naruto not wanting to, lash back out at the village. In fact, his whole goal for wanting to go to the Uzumaki, shrine and ruins was so he could find jutsus to bring to the village for people to acknowledge him. However, due to new recent events, the little motherfucker happens to be a fucking prodigy with jutsus and has this, as, Hiruzen's just in awe as he says this. Fucking talent. Talent that makes, even the geniuses look like idiots. And here he is working that talent off like a motherfucker. He's mixing talent and hard work. As, Hiruzen's just saying, this boy, his strength, he's looking at them as he's saying, you all know one key thing. As they're like, yep, that might be an issue. As they understand that Naruto right now, by himself, is already, stockpiling a fuck ton of powers. In a sense, like a fuck ton of jutsus. Not powers. Anyway, he's already, expanding his repertoire and resume of a whole bunch of techniques, and he has yet to tap into the Kyuubi's abilities. Or any abilities that Uzumaki's had. Or Minato's jutsus. And then they're thinking, oh god, a Minato, who only had, I think it was fire, lightning, and wind. Yeah. A younger Minato, this time with Ninetales chakra, and 6 different types of chakra natures. They're like, this can't be good. And then, he explains, not to mention, he can also reflect your jutsus. They're like, oh, fuck. No. They're like imagining it now. Someone who could teleport around the ring, throwing crystals, fireballs, water dragons, lightning, wind, earth, just every single type of elemental jutsu that you could think of. And every time you try and counter, he could just flash appear, take your jutsu from you. So, you fucked. Your shield's gone, your counter's gone, and then he launches it back at you with more strength. And then he has that ability to even trap someone within it. Of course, Naruto did leave out something very unique about this jutsu, and that is, it can steal someone's chakra. Once he places it on someone's chest, in a sense, he could, open a connection between chakra coils between the two, and then, absorb it. Steal any type of power that they had. Now, it won't give him their Gekkei Genkai if they have a Gekkei Genkai. It's just draining of chakra. That's just it. So, that's being said. That being said, the council is now on something else. They realize 2 things. One, a crystal style user in the Hidden Leaf, that's pretty cool. But, according to this, he can already do clones. Shadow clones, in fact. And now he has these elements. And there are elemental clones to use. They're like, all thinking. So, in a sense, we already have the army, right? Yup. Truly, a one-man army. Yup. But it's all in the Uzumaki clan, correct? Yup. Does that mean, as Hirozen saying, there is an exception he had stated? What is that? Naruto, because he kind of put two and two together when he realizes, oh shit, they're gonna try and milk me. As Hirozen tells him, Naruto had told them that his mission, you know, before he takes the clan head thing for the Uzumaki clan, because, that will be his, is that he will go and collect other Uzumakis for, the leaf. Now, since he'll be the clan head, he wants them to understand something pretty easily. They won't be his wives. They'll be his friends and his family. And if, they happen to already have a family, then that family come into Konoha under the clan, Protection Act, and they'll be, Naruto's responsibility. Which they're like, wait a minute, are you saying the boys? Yep, motherfucker had started to read some laws. So he's already found loopholes through our CRA. We can't force him to breed now that he realizes there's still other Uzumakis that were across the nations. And if, he happens to find them, he can bring him home. And, well, yeah. Due to this, they're kinda, I guess you could say, pissed. Naruto had found a way to counter their, give us the baby gravy. No. Anyway. Time skip. 1 year. Naruto had graduated, Rookie of the Year, as they still wanted him to attend classes, as they thought it would be the perfect motivation since the class that he'll be entering is the class of clan heirs. And sure enough, when this time class started, Naruto never once dropped out of the top bracket. In fact, what pissed off so many of the kids there is that Naruto would send his shadow clone to do classwork. Every single time. When lunch break, would go, he would just poof and dispel, and a new shadow clone would come up and finish the rest of class. Which, Ruka's just like, according to Hirozen, it's fine because he's training and other shit. As they're like, what do you mean he's training? As, they had to explain to the class that, Naruto had recently found out something about his ancient clan. His, not ancient, but his old clan that was wiped out long ago in the Third Shinobi War. They're like, what? As they're like, we'll get to it later in class. That, Naruto already knows of. And they're like, well, of course he knows all this because he's repeating it. Is, blah, 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 blah. As, Iruka's saying, then, take him up. Go, like, steady. As Iruka would have told him, Naruto never did that the first 2 years. He would sleep in class, pretty much doing what Shikamaru is doing. And then he also points out Shikamaru's right behind Naruto in academics for the male side. On the female side, it's Sakura Haruno. Which, hatred building for some people. As this is, Sakura's hating Naruto because she's not top of the class. Girls are hating Naruto because he's the top of the class and not Sasuke. Guys are hating Naruto because he's not even in class and he's still beating them. Sasuke doesn't really give a fuck. He hates Naruto for a different reason entirely. He hates Naruto because, due to some events playing out like in canon, the Uchiha Massacre being one, Sasuke is somewhat convinced that Naruto had also caused something in Itachi to snap. Nope. However, two things are different with Naruto, and that is something kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. For you see, each time, Naruto's clones go in, they had this distinct, because you could say, pattern around their body. Now, Naruto would be wearing his, regular, shorts and t-shirt thing, shinobi sandals, not shandals, as there are these weird green kanjis written around his forearms, his calves, just all over his body, but only what they could see right now. And they knew that this was a clone, and they would ask the clone, what was he doing? When Naruto saying that these are resistance and gravity seals, they all got confused. When Naruto placed a few of them, on some of the boys, they couldn't move for dick, and they only had like one kanji on them. And Naruto's just over here walking around with a lot of them on him. And the fact that he's saying, oh, I'm just a clone. Well, why are you doing it then? As, he's saying, oh, no. The Prime also has it on too. Is they're like, well, why? If he has it, why are you doing it? Training. What do you mean? He gets the same experience that I do. It's like, as, the clone is saying, think of it like this. Since I am another of Naruto, and then when I go away, my memories go to him. Excuse me. You see, Naruto then looks at the class and tells them this. Right now, as they currently stand, if he were to make a clone for everyone here, and they all did the same thing, like in class, like all reviewed the exact same thing once, and then dispelled, it would have been as Naruto did it 20 times, as if he read it over and over and over again, thus imprinting it into his memory much more efficiently than everyone else, which caused an audible, growl from Inuzaka, which, ended with a fight so one-sided. And keep in mind, everyone knew that this was a clone, so they're thinking, Kiba, once you hit him, the clone is just gonna dispel. Nope. Kiba rushed towards Naruto. Naruto just raised out his fist. And when Kiba, met it, like, with a punch, Kiba's hand broke. Naruto's hand was coated with these weird blue crystals, as, Naruto smiles as he's saying, oh, by the way, this is something, only two other Uzumakis have been known for. As, he pulls back his knee, not his knee, his leg, and knees Kiba in the gut. This would force Kiba back. Clone Naruto would quickly appear behind Kiba, giving him a roundhouse kick to the spine, forcing him down to the ground. Naruto would grab Kiba by his hoodie, lifting him up, pulling back his left fist again, crystals re-emerging, as he's saying, this is the crystal release, as calling Dr. Naruto, patient Kiba, he is here for his dentist appointment. Ah, yes. What are we doing? We are removing 3 of his canines. With a fist. So, when Kiba spits out his 3 tooth, Hinata was fucking pissed. She lunged at Naruto. Because, over excessive violence. Which ended with something that no one really was ready for. And when Hinata hit Naruto, he's just like, uh-oh. As the explosion that he did caused a massive gust of ice to, appear. So, Hinata has like no, no 2 degree, 2nd degree frostbite on her hand. Kiba, has just a little bit of frostbite on his face. He has a broken jaw right now too, but everyone saw Naruto just kind of poof off into an ice like clone. That made no sense. So, I'm ended here because I have to go to work in like 13 minutes. So, fuck. But yeah. Anyway, I'm ended there because, yes, what will the village do now that they have seen Naruto's ice style? Keep in mind, this is going to be fun. How will Naruto talk his way out of this? Find out next time.